Hello, it's Kristy Gray, your newest hype girl and astrologer. Welcome to the Cosmic Hotline.
Hi, babe, and welcome to the very first episode of the Cosmic Hotline. I'm your host and astrologer, Kristy Gray. You may also know me as KG. Maybe we have connected because we've glimpsed your stars using the magic of astrology, or you may have tuned into my previous podcast, Kristy Unedited. We could be besties on the gram, or I also work with media and brands and write horoscopes for body and soul. Whether you are a new friend or somebody that is connecting with me for the very first time, I wanted to say a really big welcome, and I am beyond excited that you're here. My journey and story hasn't always been an easy one. My life feels like it's been lived by two different people. Firstly, there was the Kristy that was rebellious, acted to invoke shock value, and was one hell of a force to be reckoned with. You can ask my mum. She said I pretty much came into the world like this. This version of myself is still a part of me, but I think that I channel the energy into more positive outlets these days. And this part of myself was Kristy pre-Saturn return. More on that in a moment. Then there's this newer version of myself. This version of myself has been with me for 10, almost 11 years. This part of Kristy is inquisitive, contemplative, and hungry to live a life that's full. And when I say full, I mean things like serendipity, overcoming perceived challenges, and surrounding myself with magic. One that goes against everything I thought would be possible. And this version of myself is who I share with you today. I want to premise that not everything was bad with baby Kristy. Her actions were driven from a place that was craving affection, needing to be seen, and a serious case of low self-worth. My story and everything that I've been through, I will definitely share with you in book form at a later date. So I'll leave out the 411 for now. But know that gangs, drugs, strip clubs, and a broken home, and this girl that was living two lives, even then, was how my reality at that time manifested. So the underlying theme for this teaser episode is the planet that rules karma. It's Saturn, and more specifically, my Saturn return. Question for you. Have you ever experienced a dark night of the soul, a rock bottom moment that has changed your life in a way that you never will be the same again? My life drastically changed on the 27th of August, 2011. I hit rock bottom, which this rock bottom had been building for 6 months prior. But I would never be the same person again. At that time in my life, I didn't love the person that I was. And when I had this spiritual awakening or earth-shattering rock bottom moment, I promised myself that I would change and I would be prepared to do anything to change myself for the better. Now, those questions I asked you before, if you'd have experienced your own dark night of the soul or a rock bottom moment, I want you to know I feel you, babe. I've been there. And guess what? It may have something to do with the planet Saturn. Let's dive into this planet through an astronomy lens and astrology lens, and also what this planet has to do with the Cosmic Hotline. Saturn through an astronomy lens, this planet is a gas giant. It's the second largest planet in the solar system. This planet has more than 60 moons. So impressive, Saturn. And some moons are as small as a kilometer in distance, up to one that is larger than the planet Mercury. Not only is Saturn spectacular with its ring system, it's also incredibly complex, not dissimilar to how we view this planet in astrology. You know those like once in a lifetime moments that instantly change you forever? In my life, Saturn has always had a hand in mine. I was born on a Saturday, and this is the day of the week that's ruled by Saturn. So it's no surprise that I personally feel the effects with this planet's transits, and also its very well known 7-year activations and what most people know about it, which is Saturn return. And we're going to explore the significance in this future episode. In astrology, Saturn is associated with the zodiac sign of Capricorn. Some words used to describe this planet are structure, limitations, stability, and consistency. Saturn also shows us how we respond to authority, what our relationships are like with our parents, karmic lessons we need to rise above, and also our relationship with time. Saturn really is like the policeman of the zodiac. Saturn, I love though, because it shapes our character of who we are. It helps us to actualize our gifts and our talents that we didn't even know we had. But more importantly, this planet, when it creates pressure, whether through an activation or its significance in our natal chart, it helps us to follow our true calling in life. And sure, this planet, it gets a bad rap, and it's not as sexy as Jupiter. Everybody loves Jupiter because it's the planet and ruler of wisdom and abundance. But Saturn is one hell of a teacher. Not only is the planet Saturn been a huge catalyst for significant change in my life, in my natal chart, it also aspects a multitude of planets which really speak into broadening my knowledge of who I am in this lifetime. And I'm talking on a deep soul level, no surface here, and to learn to love the person I find in the process and then empower others to do the same. This is why the Cosmic Hotline exists. I want to connect you with the wisdom of the stars so you can step boldly into your higher self. We'll even be diving into the concept of higher self in a future episode. I want us to explore life through an astrological lens together. Each month, you can expect to explore a multitude of topics and concepts. So be sure to hit subscribe to access a new episode every Wednesday, wherever you love to listen. The episodes will include astrology forecasts so that you can perform a temperature check in your life. And my hope is that it will positively impact how you manage your time and how you expend your energy. We'll also be diving into guest episodes. This will give you a glimpse into my process, also center around storytelling. As when you peel back the curtain on somebody's life, it's an immersive experience. I think that's why we love reality TV or podcasts that tell stories, because they act as sources of inspiration. You can expect a cosmic deep dive each month where we'll fully immerse ourselves in a planet, sign, house, or an entirely different celestial concept. So this will help you gain a deeper understanding of astrology, and my hope is it will help you to understand your stars on an entirely new level. Plus, who can forget the most important part? You. I will be answering your questions. So you can choose to submit a question with a no strings attached, or a request to be featured on the podcast for a live natal chart session. Like, oh my God, right? Honestly, babes, I am beyond excited for this. So submit your question on the website via the link in the show notes, or text 04137 Venus if you're here in Australia, or you can connect with me via my Instagram page and send me a message through WhatsApp. I will be back next week with our first live listener session. We're going to be exploring Black Moon Lilith, celestial bodies, and even what angles mean in a natal chart. So I'm going to leave you with this teaser episode for today. And I want to thank you for tuning into the hottest hotline in town, which doesn't cost you $2.99 for the first minute and $1.99 thereafter. I hope you're ready.